Hi, everyone. This is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and I'm excited to be with y'all tonight. We are going to change things up a little bit. Let's see if I can. Okay. We are actually going to do a lot of different things tonight that we haven't really done in the past, but I have been led by my spirits and my guides to kind of do this a little bit differently. So I'm going to see how y'all like it tonight. And I'm so excited. I've been rewriting and doing all kinds of work this evening. So I'm like super excited for all of y'all to join me. Um, um, One of the things is that we are going to do it a little bit differently. Instead of tonight doing individual readings or doing one card for each person, because to me, we're not really getting in touch with everybody. We're not really getting in touch with what everybody really requires hearing. And so we're going to do things a little bit differently. And I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Ruth Theresa, and I own my own company. And One Inspiring Woman. I'm a master psychic, and I specialize in psychic intuition readings. I am able to visually connect with other people's past lives, bring forward much required insights and messages to assist them to move forward in their life. I can feel stuck energy in people, homes, and buildings, and even all the way into the ground, deep into the ground, things that happened hundreds or thousands of years ago. I perform clearing of homes and office spaces. I connect with animals to communicate with both living and deceased animals to give messages to their loved ones. I also teach classes on how to connect to your own psychic abilities, and I do several series of them. I have a Psychic 101, 202, 303, and a 404. So we are all excited about that. And next year, I will be teaching one of each of those. So that will be exciting for me. Um, I hope that you leave this session restored with a greater understanding of a sense of direction and an open heart, soul, and mind with the messages that I deliver to you. I am very excited to be with you, and I love to demonstrate my abilities with other people. So I love hearing about how people connect to their abilities and what's going on the planet. So that's one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. If you need any more information or choose to connect with me, my website is www.ruththeresa.com. And so I'm very excited about that one. Let's see if I can. See what I can do. I am not seeing anybody on Facebook right now. So hold on. Here we go. There it is. There's my view. So tonight we are not going to be doing readings for individuals. What we're going to do is kind of give you some information about what's been going on energetically on the planet. And so it's one of those so it's kind of more of a reading for everybody instead of just a reading for a few of you. Before I get started, I thank you for joining me and supporting my business and myself. If you like the content and enjoy Thursday Night Live, I know this one's all new. Please like my videos, share my videos to your page with your friends that are interested, and comment on the videos. Tell me what you like. Post any questions that you may have about the videos or any comments you want to make about them so I can respond to them. Sometimes there's questions that people have and they'll be emailing me weeks later. Do it on the video. It's a really cool place to do it. And sometimes it can add insight to other people as they work through information as well. You are assisting me to reach a larger audience and grow my business. Please stick around until the end of my video, and I will be giving you a special word that you can comment on this video and be entered in a drawing to win a free 15-minute reading with me. So I'm really excited to get started with you. If you have my newsletter, I want to let you know that my newsletter just emailed out on the 1st, and there is a lot of information in there about a lot of planetary stuff that's coming up. And I know a lot of people have already reached out to me and asked me, what is this grand conjunction and what does it mean and how do we get there, and how things are going to work out for us through all of this. Because several of them have told me like they've heard like this is the end of times, this is the new age of Aquarius. So that's kind of the questions that I want to be getting more information to you, and getting that information to you is really important because our new moon our full moon on early Monday morning, along with our eclipse happened. And it's one of those, I know that there are a lot of people out there still being affected by this energy, which is really kind of cool, but then also can be uh, overwhelming and kind of weird to deal with. So a lot of my clients have been kind of being triggered on things. I was talking to one of my assistants today, and she was being triggered on stuff. Um, I was talking to a couple of clients and booking things, and they are telling me that they are absolutely being triggered by things and really kind of amplified and kind of upset, and they're not really understanding why it's coming through. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Tonight, this is all about how do you understand what's going on our planet. So one of the things that I want you to understand is when there's an eclipse, it kind of brings things to light that we thought were kind of hidden or we had dealt with. Sometimes it's either one. Sometimes it can be things that we thought we've dealt with, and it comes back up and we're like, wait a minute, I thought I've dealt with this, and I thought I've let this go, and I thought we were over this part of it. The problem is, though, that it can come up several times. And if you're being triggered or people around you are being triggered, this is the time to work through it. And one of the easiest ways to work through it is kind of look at the incident or what happened kind of like globally. You want to pull yourself out of that energy. So this is you or the incident, and kind of pulling yourself out and looking at it from like almost like a God perspective or a creator perspective of pulling yourself out of the energy and asking yourself, what is this all about? Why am I being triggered over this? Especially over something that I figured I had already dealt with and taken care of. So I'm going to pull a card for that, and kind of like what is interesting in this energy right now is it's even coming up in our dreams. So this is all about our dream state. So we think we've dealt with it, but it keeps coming up. And sometimes this comes into coming literally in our dreams. We'll be having the same types of dreams that we've had in the past, or the same types of information coming forward in our real life and then in our dream state as well. And we'll be triggered by things. I did have a client a couple of days ago that woke up and she was like, I was just angry and I didn't even understand why or what was coming through. So this is kind of an interesting part of this, is to not be stressed, not to be worried about how this energy is coming through, but make sure that you're working through things. Like I said, look at that incident from a global perspective, and that will give you a lot of insight into what's coming up, especially since we're still on the heels of this lunar eclipse that just happened, and kind of the energy of that will linger for several months. So it's one of those, you may be triggered for months on end and not really sure why, but because it just happened, it's more likely to be in effect not only us but other people as well. So it's kind of an interesting way of dealing with things. On top of that, the grand conjunction is, in simple terms, without being too, I'm saying, like, there are astrologers out there and can explain everything to the umpteenth degree and give you a different insight about this. So kind of what we're talking about is Jupiter, which has the energy of growing and abundance, all of that energy kind of in kind of like a blender with Saturn, which is all about limits and laws and putting things into kind of categories. And those two energies kind of swirling around and mixing. So you're going to have kind of like this new kind of energy coming on our planet. And that really opens up this new age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius isn't anything necessarily to be worried about, but it's going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer because it's going to change the energy coming to our planet. Our Earth has had been in earth signs for probably the last 200 years. And now we're moving into an air sign. So things are going to be changing. How we deal with life is going to be changing. How we move forward in life is going to be changing. There's going to be upgrades in technology faster than we've had before. Things that are going to be shifting and changing, not only with us, but other people as well. And so it's one of those, to keep this in mind as we work through this energy. Make sure that if anything triggers you, if anything's coming up, that you're working through this. And like I said, we're going to be dealing with Jupiter energy and Saturn energy on the 21st. But prior to that, on the 14th, we have a solar eclipse. And it's one of those that's going to kind of shine its light on us in a little bit different way and bring up new or unexpected energy for all of us. So, one of the things that's really important to understand um, solar eclipses is this is going to be a total solar eclipse. And I can't remember if we're part of it or not, if we get to see it or not. But I want you to know this is the card I pull for the solar eclipse. And this is Archangel Michael. And they're coming in really, really fast, really, really important to send us some amazing energy in this and allow us to move forward. So if you're getting stuck, if you're having problems moving forward, the best thing to do is call on Archangel Michael to come in and assist you with this area, to come in and give you the little kick in the pants to move forward or to let go of things that you haven't been able to let go of in the past. And I also know that there have been a lot of people that have been going through that for quite a while. I know a lot of people, when we first got confined home and that sort of thing with COVID, that a lot of people went through and kind of cleaned out their drawers and cleaned out their closets, and that was a great thing. Now we're going to be going through that again, and there may be other things that we realize, like, wow, I really don't require this anymore. I can really let this go and not hang on to this energy anymore. So this is really important to understand, that this is important to understand what's coming at us so we know how to deal with it. So, one of the things I want you to understand is I'm going to pull a couple of cards for this conjunction with Jupiter and Saturn, and I will do that next week as well. And there have been signs, is what I'm talking about. There have been signs for people that are getting signs of clearing out their old stuff, letting go of things that don't work, signs to move forward and to keep moving forward and not be held on by the past. So many times we are given an opportunity to move forward with something, and instead of moving forward like we hope we could or should, or we think we did, like we thought we got rid of it, but it's really not gone. It's one of those, work on those issues that come up, work on the stuff that comes forward so you can let go of this and move into this new energy easily. Does that make sense? A lot of times people come in and they will have like so much information and so much energy coming at them most of the time that they really never get a chance to take a break. Melinda online is saying it's one of those, she's been cleaning out her closets and cabinets for days. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That is exactly where we're going with this, is not only cleaning out the cabinets, but think about what kind of energy do we need to clean out energetically from our relationships. Cabinets are great, and that's a great place to start. And keep going. Don't let this stop you. Keep going. So let me pull a card for that, about keeping going. So it's one of those, that's kind of like an interesting energy of things that are being triggered. And one of the easiest ways to move through this is to listen. So many times we do not listen to other people. We hear only the information that we really, really require hearing or think that we need to hear. And then we're not really listening to the other person. So one of the things that's really important to do is, when you're trying to clear up a situation with someone, is to allow them to talk and you be quiet, and allow them to say what they need to say. Don't interrupt or anything else. You're going to have your chance in just a moment. And then once they've finished talking, then it's your turn to talk, and tell them what you need them to know. Tell them what you think that they need to hear, whatever it is. So, understanding that this energy comes in really, really easily and really, really fast to change a lot of things and come to a new understanding. I was dealing with some clients a couple of days ago who were having some issues with a sibling, and we sat down and we had this great conversation, of course, all online, and we got a chance to actually hear the sibling and clear out a lot of things that have been holding this family literally separated for like 22 years. They have not been friends. They have not cleaned up any of this. And so it's one of those, this is all about clearing things up and getting to a new understanding. So if you have a situation that is triggering you from something from your past, and it could be usually, I almost say like they're like a string of pearls. So you'll have an incident and you'll realize as you look at it globally, it's like, wait, this is kind of the same incidents I had a few months ago or a few weeks ago or a few years ago. And then you're going to follow that pearl to that next incident, and you're going to follow the next one and follow the next one and follow the next one. And eventually you realize where this trigger came from. And sometimes people come in with some really interesting triggers. Sometimes they're not really from us. We get them from our parents. So something that could have upset your parents, or something that they didn't work through really well, can be something that can really overwhelm us. And we don't even really understand why. If we follow all these little pearls and get to the end, and we kind of go, wait, this doesn't even really feel like mine. It could be from our parents, our grandparents, our aunts and uncles. We just pick up on other people's energy. It's one of those, I often tell people, our parents can't teach us anything that they don't know. So the basics is, if your parents don't know how to ride a bike, they can't teach you how to ride a bike. And the great part of that is you can learn past what your parents have learned. So you can learn how to love yourself compared to what your parents taught you. Maybe they didn't love themselves, or they didn't accept themselves, or they felt unaccepted by their family, and therefore you feel unaccepted by the family, even though it didn't have anything to do with you. It's important that you work through it and find that very, very, very last little kernel of where is the root of all of this. The fun part is that you can do this pretty much easily on your own. And it's kind of like an exercise in your head, kind of like, let me find these pearls. And then the very last one is going to show you where this is going to end up. The other part of this is kind of an interesting part, is to go into past life regression. So my students that have taken class with me know how to do a past life regression. Maybe the 202s and the 303s a little bit better, but even the 101s, they can do it. It's one of those, you can learn how to push this energy and really have a great time with it. So one of the things is sometimes when we have triggers, it's not necessarily from this life, it's from a past life. Things that we didn't let go in a past life, things that we were not aware of in a past life, we are bringing that forward, and then we're still being triggered on it, even though it has nothing to do with this life. So that's something really important for us to understand. What are we bringing forward, and how are we dealing with all of this? So I'm going to pull another card to kind of keep us going through all of this. Okay. Kind of have like two cards being at the same time. So the two cards that come forward are focus and blessings. So if you focus on clearing this out, you're going to end up with lots of blessings as we move into this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on the 21st. I will also tell you, one of the things that's really cool about both of these cards is, one of the best ways to focus your energy on something is to do a vision board. I did a couple of lessons, say like 5 or 6 lessons earlier in this year, like late April, early May. And so one of the things that you can do with this is bring this energy forward and do another vision board. So what are you choosing to bring into your life? And the great part about that is, I'm going to tell you that it's really cool, is the questions you're asking about when you're asking, when am I going to find love, or when am I going to get a new career, or when am I going to do this? Put that on there. And my class, I will laugh about this. Anybody who's been in class with me will understand I am the best stick person drawer there is in the whole wide world. I could not draw a picture of anything. I'm stick people person. Literally, I have no talent in this area. But the best way to amplify what you put on your vision board is to draw it yourself. If you want to write a book, draw it out the best way you can. Doesn't matter. It brings in more energy into it. Now, people will say, cut out pictures of from magazines and off the internet. And those are great too. Those are not to be discounted. But sometimes if you put it into your own energy of drawing it yourself, what does it look like for you to be doing this, for you to be writing your book, to have your book published? And that's a really great thing. But that's going to bring in, with this focus of where you want to go in your life, is going to bring blessings to you. I did a vision board myself. Probably about 3 or 4 years ago. And I was looking at it just about a week or so ago. And I was looking at it, and I just started laughing because everything on that vision board, besides one thing, has come to me already. I have the truck of my dreams, the home of my dreams. The only thing that was really kind of funny is that I didn't get is my dream porch swing, but it's too big to actually fit on my porch. So I didn't get that one. But it's kind of like really funny that everything else came forward. And that's the fun part of this, is to understand it's important to get your vision out in front of you. Um, Understanding what you want to see in your life. This is not only as we move into this conjunction on the 21st, but moving all the way into the new year. And so normally I start after Christmas, and I'd kind of do my vision board or kind of add more things to it then, or kind of tweak a little bit. This is start a whole new one. And you could have as many vision boards as you choose to have. You could have a vision board for just your career. You could have a vision board for just your family. You could have a vision board for your career. You could have a vision board for your home. Whatever that is, as much as you need to bring that out, bring it out. Look at it. Put it onto paper. If you're a great drawer, that's great. If you can lay it out the way you want it, that's awesome. These are the really, really great things to do. Charlie's saying that it's like, I had the whole family do a vision board. Great tips. Also, Charlie, like I said earlier, it's like if you have, if you go back to the other videos, I talk more in depth about that. But vision boards are amazing because it really does focus our energy constantly onto what we want to be blessed with. Because a lot of times people say, well, I really want this, or I really want that. But it's one of those, they don't actually put it down. They're kind of like, I want this, but I want that. I want this, the other thing. It's one of those. Lily is saying that she had a board and also checked off some of her goals on there. Put your goals on there. Write it out. If you're embarrassed to write it out or have your family see it, that's the perfect goal. If you're almost embarrassed to show it to anybody else, that's when you know that you're on the right track. When you are like, oh my gosh, this is so big. If you're like, oh, I can show it to everybody, it's no, your dream, your focus is not big enough to bring in enough blessings for you. That's the problem. We need to have focus. We need to decide what we really want. What does that look like? And a lot of times when I talk to women or men about what kind of relationship or what kind of person they want to draw into their energy, what they will tell me is that they want someone who's nice. Well, you know what? Nice to me and nice to Charlie may be two different nices. Nice to me and nice to Letitia or Lily or Erica could be something completely different. Okay. It's totally up to us. What is nice? What is handsome? What are those things? Those are just really unfocused words. What does that mean? Look like? If you like actors or actresses or whatever it is, put them up on your vision board. Like, I want a combination of all of this. Yes, it also, Charlie's saying it also focuses our mind to realize that we are really what we really do want. And we have to change things out more than once. We have to change things out. The person that my husband and I have been married like 25 years, and the person that we are today was not who we were 25 years ago. We have grown and changed. We've grown together. Sometimes we've grown apart and then come back together. It's one of those, that's part of life. That is totally, totally part of life. Understanding where you need to focus your energy on and what you need to bring to you, it will change your absolute world. So it's one of those, what do you want to focus in on? It could be a new car, a new house, some renovations, whatever that is, putting that on your vision board at the best of your ability, kind of make so it looks good, will keep you focused on what you want. So uh, Yoli is coming on and saying like vision boards will definitely keep you focused. So start it today, start it tonight, start it tomorrow. Don't keep putting it off. And you can have vision boards as big or as small as you want. So sometimes a vision board can be as small as a business card. It can be as small as a note card. This is just an index card. It's nothing fancy. Or you could have a huge poster board of it and put it where you're going to see it. Now, I'll tell you one of the secrets about that is putting something where you're going to see it every day. One of the weird places that we go every day is we're in the bathroom several times a day. When we're sitting on our throne, we've got usually a blank wall right in front of us, staring at us. That's a great place for a vision board. Let's see. Bria is saying, I have visions sometimes. Oh. So she's talking about having visions of what she wants, but you've got to make it tangible. You have to make it something visual. You have to see this in a different way of, I want to bring in what? What is it? What does it look like? How is it going to act or react? Those things. It makes it so much easier when you know what you really want. So does anybody have a global question? I'm gonna pull one more card for us. We're getting down to the last few minutes. I am going to tell you that the word for today is going to be blessings. So you can post that on any of the platforms, on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. And I will be looking for those later on. And if you do post that, my special word, I will put your name into a drawing for next week. I will be doing Thursday Night Live next week. I will also be doing an online event Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on YouTube only, just so it's an easier platform for me to deal with. And I'm going to be talking about some of the other fixes and changes that we can make for this grand conjunction coming in. So how do you work through it? How do you deal with the energy? All of those things. So it's one of those, because this is the next phase for us. This is miracles. This is miracles. This isn't the first time I pulled this card either. Miracles are coming, and they are coming in quickly. But what miracles do you want? Just anybody's miracles? You want something that's important to you. And that's why when you have your vision board, you're going to stay focused on what miracles you want. You want to win a lawsuit. You want to win someone's heart. All of those things. Those are miracles. Every day happen. So keeping that energy going. So post our special word. Sometimes I do have people that post so many amazing words for me. I've had people post crazy information and then put my code, my special word in there. So I really, really love that. I want you to know that I appreciate you so much for joining me today. It's one of those, make sure that you put our special word on, and you can comment on this video. If you share it, like it, that's something that helps my business. It's one of those, if you're looking for more information on this topic or need more personal information on this, make sure that you are reaching out to me, and we'll set an appointment, get you in here in the office or online, and we will do a great reading for you and give you such amazing information. I thank y'all so much for joining me and for blessing myself and my business tonight. And I know I'm going to be seeing you next week. I hope y'all have an amazing week.